Thank you for joining me for today's craft. I'm going to show you how to do a hydro dipping technique to marble paint a vase. We had a limited number of craft kits available starting on August 22nd that included one vase and one bottle of nail polish. I'm going to show you how to do the marble hydro dipping with one color first, and then I'll show you how to do it with 2 or more colors. This technique works really well on ceramic, but it also works on glass. I recommend that you watch the entire video first before decorating your vase. So, let's get started. Your kit included one ceramic vase and one color of nail polish. You will need a container that you don't mind getting stained. We're going to fill this with water, and we need it to be big enough for the vase to go all the way in so we can decorate up to the top. And you are going to need some sort of stick. A toothpick or a paper clip works. I'm using a kebab stick to help us make patterns and swirls. We are going to lightly drizzle the nail polish so it's on the surface of the water. Because we're doing a single color, we don't want to put an entire blob. I'm going to put a few drops throughout the surface to create a swirl effect with my stick. So I want to avoid a single blob because I want there to be darks and lights in my colors. If you have big areas of nail polish, you can gently swirl with your stick and kind of create lines and gashes. We want to avoid just a single blob of nail polish. I know it might be hard to see because it's a light pink color, but I have created little gaps in the paint so that when we dip it, we'll have areas that are pink, areas that are white, areas that are dark pink, areas that are light pink. And what we're going to do is slowly dip this in all the way to the brim. You can see that I did a dip, but the paint only went about halfway up my vase. I have a lot on the base of my vase. So what I'm going to do is gently put this upside down. I'm going to add some more pink to the water. And this time I'm going to dip face down. And I'm going to set it down to dry. In between dips, if you have any extra nail polish floating around, you can take your stick and you can kind of collect that up. You can kind of see how much of that nail polish was left on the surface. It has stained some of the edge. That is fine as long as it's not mixing back into the water. So I showed you a second ago how to do the single color. Right now mine is drying off, but I want to show you how to do multicolor. I am going to use 2 colors. I have a darker pink and like a silver gray. Again, we want the nail polish to stay on the surface of the water, and we want to avoid mixing these too much. We have a pretty good design going with the 2 colors. You will notice how they don't mix too much. We want to avoid mixing. I'm going to make some lines and some swirls. So here are my 2 colors ready for dunking. The first one I dunked base first, which was fine, but a lot of the color ended up on the underside that you won't see too much. So I'm going to do this second one top first. The vases have dried and you can see the full marbling effect from the hydro dipping technique. These are ready to use, however, you could add an acrylic spray sealant on top to make these waterproof. Thank you for joining us for today's craft.